Dispell, and we did it wrong anyway. We're a little early today because of some scheduling conflicts, but we still had to get our game in. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew. Joining me tonight are fabulous, I'm going to use the term heroes here.
And I'm Will, and I'm going to be playing Domen again tonight.
I'm Rachel, and I'm playing Angelle.
I'm Mike, and I'm playing a different character.
I'm Lucy, and I'm playing Eoster again, your favorite.
And I'm David. I gotta outshine Will because he showed a little bit of enthusiasm, and I'm playing a character you don't know. Let's go!
Jesus,
Those are like WWE intros.
You think if we each just like raise the bar like 10 degrees every intro?
Please don't.
I'd like to see.
I'd
like to see what it comes up with.
Please don't.
He's gonna have to start bringing props to demonstrate extra enthusiasm. I love the idea of David being like, "And I'm David," and pulling like a party popper and a banner unfurls that says,
Bro,
"I'm David."
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the banner's a little much. I was actually legitimately gonna go get a party popper one of these times,
I feel like
but now I can't.
I mean, I feel like I could have a banner printed for you. There's a vinyl shop near me that I don't think it would be too bad. And it just says "It's David," I think, or "I'm David." I feel like you could use that. Boom. That'd be great. We are almost to 100 followers, subscribers across our different platforms. And at that point, we'll get a script and not a moment before. Like, this is going to be our early chaos. But I don't want to discourage you. So if we get 100 followers, maybe we'll put out a vote. Do people want a script? Because I feel like this is the chaos people watch for more so than, me sitting here talking at you guys for 2 hours. And you guys,
or do you want a David banner? That's the other option.
The David banner, the script or it's I'm David banner, because I feel like we can just build on this until we can just do a super cut of just David getting more excited over each episode. These are content ideas that we need to have these discussions like off camera. I don't know what being on the internet gives us our best ideas. Cool. We have friends, Rep RPG, huge friends of the show. Nothing really good. They have a bunch of shows that are coming up, so be sure to check them out. I know they're starting a World of Warcraft. They're doing a Warehouse 14 show. They are continuing on their Ultensia PvP League. They are going to the role-playing side of that. They're going to be launching a campaign or planning, doing something along those. A lot of stuff they have in the works. Go check them out. Keep an eye for what they've got coming out. They are amazing storytellers, huge friends of our show. We absolutely love them. What else we got? We have our own socials. Follow those too. Almost as important as following our friends of the show. What else we got, guys? Anybody want to shout anything out?
We also stream on Thursdays and occasionally Wednesdays. So,
right, exactly. More stuff that we do that I need to make sure I talk about before promoting people we're close with. We know Lucy has a very successful TikTok.
So we were told.
If you want some high quality chicken content,
that's where to go.
And pretty trees, man.
Yes.
The waterfall the other day.
And shotguns, and not the actual like gun type.
Not pew pews.
Like chug chugs.
Pew pews.
chug chugs.
Pew-pews, chug-chugs, trees, and chickens.
I don't have any guns.
Chug-chug or like, no?
Oh, I sorry. When you said pew-pew, chug-chug, I was thinking like it was a cute way of saying shotgunning.
Oh, no pew-pews, but chug-chugs instead.
Yeah, no pew-pews.
I'm not trying to get banned. Shit. You just like single-handedly get my TikTok just canceled.
Nobody listens to me. We're fine. Okay, actual content. So we are, at least for now, done with the Astral Sea. Sai and Av4r1n making their way with the crew of the Little Charity last week, making it back to the Sparrow's Nest. Before we get to what happens as they arrive, we have to take things back a little bit.
Yes, thank you.
We are professionals here. And we were on the ball with that. To our party that was left behind, Angelle, Domen, Eoster. Angelle and Domen are in the basement that had recently been used to try to almost immediately recently tried to use to compress the team, killing them in this trap that Sparrow had activated. Yashta upstairs in an air vent, the only one with visibility to the now empty space, a perfect 10-foot radius circle that cuts into the stone of the floor, the wood of the ceiling, and has taken out pieces of the shelves and counters nearby. The pressure has kind of receded. Your ears all kind of pop as air floods back into the space from where everything that had been there moments before has vanished. Sai, Av4r1n, and Sparrow are gone. What do each of you do?
Shit, what the fuck was that?
God. That was unpleasant is what that was. At the very least. I'll just hoist myself to my feet because I think I'm on top of Angelle at the moment. And I guess taking my surroundings. Not the time. And
I'm just like making a bunch of noise trying to get out of this air vent. Just like
without looking up, I'll look back down at Angelle and well, Eoster's still here. And I will go try and pull her out of the air vent.
It's easy enough for you guys to kind of climb back out from the basement that you're in. Get up. I won't even make a check for this. It's a decent sized air vent, and just each of you getting a hold of Yashta's hands and just sliding her out of the vent is easy enough.
You all right, kid?
where? Who? It's just you two?
So far.
Okay. How do we? What?
Did you see what happened?
I tried to save Sai, and I shot him to try to like, and then where are they? I'm sorry, I'm like really confused. How do we get out of here?
Well, there's a front door if we want to leave, but
Well, I thought we were in the elevator shaft.
No, you had gotten into like the main. The reason you were in the air vent was you had climbed up after Sai.
Okay, sorry.
Everybody's back on the main floor of the
Okay.
building, kind of in that front room of the shop where
hit my
the
head.
bag of holding had been dropped into the portable hole.
All right, let's go get a drink and talk this over. Shit.
well, maybe let's see if we can't find them. I'd like. Did they explode? Did they die? Have they been
Did
just
they get
teleported somewhere? What happened?
Really tiny. That's what I'm
That's
hoping
an
for.
idea.
That would be hilarious.
Okay, let's look for them. So I'm gonna look for a really tiny Av4r1n and Sai.
Hey, go ahead and make a. Let's do a perception check.
I rolled a 2.
You kind of get low on the ground. You're looking and you see movement. There's a small hole kind of at the base board of the wall, and you see something move. Fur, very similar in color to Sai's fur, kind of moving in the back of the hole, moving into the wall. You're not sure.
There's something in there. And I like put my hand in there to try to grab it.
Hey, go ahead and make a. We're just gonna do a dexterity check.
A grapple.
21.
21. You jam your fist into the hole in the wall, pull out a small mouse that just begins squeaking. But you're much faster than it. You have a mouse in your hand.
Sorry, little buddy. And I put him back down. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm going to go check with Spark. Maybe he'll know.
She goes and does that. I'm going to investigate because I didn't see anything happen. I'm going to investigate the room to see if I can deduce what might have happened.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. The immediately noticeable things are the perfectly smooth semicircle carved into the floor.
Might I use Arcana instead of investigation?
Yes, actually, that would make more sense.
Sweet. Oh, that's a natural 20. Sweet.
Perfect. You you've seen this. This is a mistake you've seen with amateur scavengers out in the waste. People that fill up a bag of holding and like, this would be really easy if I just put a bag of holding into a bag of holding. I could hold a dozen of these easily and are vacuumed off into somewhere. This is the exact same thing you've seen, not too many times, but you've been scavenging out in the waste for a while. This is something you would have seen.
I'll relay to Angelle. Hey, hon. Remember that time those new adventurers from, I forget the tribe's name, but he tried to put the bag of holding in the bag of holding? Kind of like
Yes.
this.
You're right. I wonder. I didn't see 2 bags of holding, but I would assume maybe it's the same like maybe there was a hole of holding or something like that.
Not really sure what Sparrow had on him, but it gave you the same result. So, not sure where they went, but they're not here anymore.
Let's I don't think there's much we can do here. I don't know how to get them back.
Don't know either, do you think? Well, we can't find Balin now, can we? Sparrow's gone with him. We know anybody that could sort this out for us? At least give us a lead?
I mean, I think that we need access to higher amounts of knowledge. And I don't know if there are any libraries around here that we could. I'm not very good at research, but maybe we could look through books.
I look back down in the hole that goes back down to the basement. There's a bunch of them down there.
That's true. We could,
Is it like a 10-foot drop back down?
Yeah, it's easy enough for the two, especially Domen with how tall he is and Angelle how athletic she is. The space you have is about it's a 20-foot by 3-foot corridor now, where everything's kind of been compressed in. All of the books are kind of piled in the middle, mashed together. You go through and kind of search for anything that might be helpful. It will be difficult because any organization is now kaput. Also, Eoster, when you go to check on Spark, he is currently in an inactive state, and trying to activate him, anything like that. Whatever command sets Av4r1n has, Spark is currently non-responsive.
I'm gonna check him for like a plug-in or like a reset button or a cuddle button to make him come back to life.
If you fuck up Spark, I swear to God.
You can just make an intelligence check.
What's that hit?
Oh, fuck.
It's a 3.
There are no immediately apparent like external control switches, anything like that. I'm going to give you no further guidance because if you kill Spark, I do not want David blaming me.
I'm not gonna kill Spark. I haven't killed the chicken yet.
Nope.
She has 3 hit points.
Yep. She doesn't have wires, and we know what Yoshida does with wires.
Spark is my family. No.
You do have a non-responsive Spark that you can pick up. He's not big. He's surprisingly heavy for his size. He's a dense little robot dog.
All right, well, I sit in the driver's seat with Lady Featherweight and pet her until they come out.
Okay.
Before we go down to the books, I was actually gonna go out and get Yosha and ask her to come help us look through these books. So we think that there may have been like a wormhole, like universe and endless spaces getting mashed together, and they got like pulled into another wormhole. And so we're going to try and do some research in these books to see if there's like a way to get them back.
Okay. So I like slide out of there and I grab Lady Featherweight. And then I'm like, wait, no, you stay behind and sit with Spark and Bach if somebody comes after him. We don't want him to Spark being stolen.
The workshop where you two are, and then Domen, have you gone down into the basement yet, or are you?
Yeah, I've probably started rifling through the top of the stack while she's getting Yoshida.
Okay. You all hear you hear this as well, all three of you. There is a faint kind of jingling sound, the chime at the front door when somebody enters the shop.
That's me, isn't it? I'll heft myself back out of the hole while they go and continue researching, and I guess go to the front.
And as you enter the front, standing, kind of looking around, probably a little confused by the hole and the lack of employees. David and Mike, would you two like to describe your characters as they stand in Sparrow's shop?
Sure. So the first one I guess you would see would be this about 5 foot tabaxi, orange fur with white inlays, very round cat, very round.
The good boy.
And a gourd on his back and a yard-long margarita in his hand.
It's back.
I'm sorry.
I didn't ask Andrew about this, so
Nope, I'm on board with it. Yeah, no, that's I love it. This is
Awesome.
and as you walk up, he's sitting there sipping on that, and as well you see close behind.
You see a about 4.5 foot tall, young looking kid with gray skin, orange, like fire-like eyes. His hair is kind of slicked back, and it's the same color as flame, kind of flows a little bit. He's got black shirt on, black pants, and is definitely of the youth. Well younger than you're used to seeing probably at Sparrow's.
Garfield and Carrot Top, very cool. Yeah, we're not really open for business at the moment. Can I help you out with anything?
Oh, well, Sparrow was supposed to have a thing for me. Not like a thing for me, but, you know, I asked him, is the metal man around?
Hey, man.
Oh, he's not.
The guy, the metal man with the letters and the numbers with the name, Aldrin, something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Felix,
You're close, yeah.
Felix, like, hey, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm great. I mean, this yard-long margarita just doesn't end.
Maybe go sit down for a sec.
Yeah, sit down next to me. Come over here. Come sit down next to me.
You're
Hi.
just sneaking out in this.
Yeah.
Hi, you're really tall.
I've been most of my life. So the thing and the what do you need?
No, we needed there's oh crap, what did he actually, Felix, what was it called?
It was to help with fire.
Oh, right, fire. There's a ring that he was supposed to be making. Do you know anything
Right.
about it?
Not the foggiest, I'm afraid.
Well, it was kind of an important ring.
You can look around if you want.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. You can look around.
Just let me hold your yard-long margarita real quick. Just let me.
Nope, this is mine.
Can I just have like a little sip? Just a little nip.
This- How old are you?
That's
fine. Here you go.
Okay, sweet. I'll help you look, and I help them
East
look.
Dispel does not sanction underage drinking.
I am not
To be
underage.
clear, Yashta is of age to drink.
Yes, she is. Hmm.
You can resume.
Since
My bad.
everybody
Sorry,
else
this is a little
has,
legal disclaimer.
since everybody else has sneaked up and Angelle does not give two squirts of piss about reading books, she's gonna come up and see this small child and drunk cat, and ask the small child, "Are you lost?"
No. I'm supposed to be here.
What
Also,
is your name?
how are you so tall?
Are you so short?
Well, I'm
Don't be rude.
12.
All right, well, I'm not.
Well, if you eat all of your vegetables and
Jesus,
are
here
healthy,
we
then
go
you go to be
again.
tall.
She's lying.
Okay.
I told you, Ash.
Yeah, Felix, I know. So yeah, I'm Ash. This is Felix.
My friends call me Fee.
He doesn't have
Hey,
any
Fee,
friends.
Ash?
All right, Felix.
So you said the metal man's not around?
He's
No.
indisposed currently.
What does that mean?
He's gone somewhere else. We hope he will be back soon,
Gotcha.
but not super soon.
We can help you look for the ring around here. I mean,
Just then, you hear a bunch of metal crashing. Ah! Sorry. I wasn't supposed to touch that. All right, well, let me just. Yeah, that's probably fine.
Aren't cats supposed to be dexterous? Angelle's gonna say to Domen.
I think even a drunk cat is still drunk.
I'm just like behind the cat watching him. Yeah. Nice
I-
Felix.
So, Ash, how do you know Felix?
He took me in when I was a lot younger.
The drunk uncle.
You're an orphan then?
I guess, yeah.
Not
Not
a lot
well.
going around.
I might have been, but now I'm not. Right?
Okay, sure. With all due respect, I really don't have time to be diving into it. I got a couple of missing friends. I'm trying to hash that out, so feel free to look around. I gotta go read a book.
Your bedside manner, Domen, is.
Who is
Okay.
in the front room currently?
I'm with the Felix.
You're with Felix in the workshop looking for the ring.
The one ring.
So Domen, Ash, and Angelle in the front room. Cool. I need the three of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a
You all
SWAT raid,
hear-
isn't it?
A light shatter. Not a light. You hear a glass shatter as something is thrown through the front window.
Yep, we're getting swatted,
And-
y'all.
And everybody can add 11. Ooh, no, that's not right.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
even-
What?
11 to what?
Plus
Jesus.
4. Plus 4
Yeah.
to their save.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Like, damn.
So I got
Why
a
is my
28.
Makes me a
charisma
12.
plus 11 on
28.
my saving throw?
You have a plus
That's
11.
for
yeah.
you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's right,
you don't
so
add
just
plus
the
11 to
charisma is plus
everybody
4.
else's. That'd
It's
be
just plus 4. Okay.
to start hitting you guys with adult dragons at level 7.
As opposed to adolescent dragons.
I mean,
25 is my roll.
25.
12 is mine.
Ash got
28.
28. So Domen, you're the only one that has not managed to avert their eyes as a small grenade-looking object rolls into the middle of the room, crashing through the window, and a flashbang goes off. You are blind and deafened for 4 rounds. And immediately the rest of you hear the door gets kicked. We'll see. Gets kicked in. And several heavily armed figures rush in. Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Ash, like as soon as that crashes through, like gets scared and cowers back and launches a firebolt at the door.
Oh, shit's getting
Okay.
real.
We're going to immediately actually
They bolt back to the room.
it's a cantrip. You throw a firebolt. The people that are cutting through, there is one figure with less armor that waves a hand and counterspells your firebolt, and it just wisps into nothing. The 4 figures that have rushed in first, yelling, "Get on the ground!" This one, not in armor, but in like a suit, like a uniform, and goes, "None of that now." Get on the ground.
And I have reflexively cast invisibility since I've been deafened and I want to remove myself from the situation.
Okay, that's you
I'm
just faded out.
I'm running
assuming
and I
we heard
farm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming we heard that from the workshop.
Oh yeah, no, you all did. It was a flashbang, so a deafening boom, and then the yelling. You guys are just a room over.
I run in and I cast Bane on that guy.
Oh no.
Okay, that's
On the police officer.
Is it a saving throw?
I don't think so.
Does it just bane him?
Oh wait, attack save, charisma 15.
Okay, he did succeed with a natural 19.
Okay, it's also up to 3 creatures of your choice, so maybe I could do.
Oh yeah, 2 of the other guards. One of them, 2. So 2 of the guards fail and are baned.
Okay.
The elf turns to you and goes, "None of that. There's been an alarm by a break in the planar boundaries. What have you done?"
Oh. Somebody put a bag of holding into a hole of holding.
And she's not talking about herself.
The guards are all like beginning to level weapons at you guys. Are you
Felix,
complying with the orders? Or
Angelle is still standing. That's exactly what she said. She's standing, she's not getting on the ground, she's just telling them what happened.
I'm not getting on the ground. I got my margarita and I've got my other hand up. And
Ash is definitely on the ground, kind of like scooting back and like very visibly like cowering, and is kind of shaking a bit.
Felix would be essentially sprinting back to the room once he sees what's going on. He would grab the margarita as it's up in her hand, and then walk in front of Ash.
resist it.
Resist?
Yeah, I'm gonna resist that.
My strength
Down the
is
barrel
shit,
of a 45 and you're still in a margarita glass.
I rolled a 3, so.
14. So
Fuck.
Angelle will also kind of like she saw Domen go invisible and will kind of step in front of him so that like nobody steps onto him. Not a mean.
if that is the case, I see no need to escalate this. The guards all kind of look at him. Don't lower their weapons or change, but their stances somewhat shift. The resident here, Sparrow. He's a known troublemaker. Is he the cult? Is he here?
He was the one that was. No, he is not here. He was the one that was sucked in. We were just trying to shop. We heard this is where we needed to go. I'm coming in from the waist. It's just. I don't know what happened. It was a big loud boom and something went poof, and all of a sudden they were gone.
I'm going to need the 5 of you to come with me so we can sort this out. I hope you understand, have to treat. He still knows you're there. You're invisible, which has kind of the deafness and blindness has begun to fade. You just have the ringing in your ears. Yes. We have to treat breaks in the plane of boundaries as dire threats. I'm going to politely ask that you come with us.
I'll drop invisibility.
Can we bring our sand skimmer?
Can we maybe just go with the police officers and not get shot right now, Eoster?
I'm not trying to get shot. I just want to ride home. Shit.
We
have your ride.
Give you a ride back. That's
all right.
He reaches up to his collar, and there's a stone of sending that is like broached onto his collar. Yes. Stand down. They're coming out. Prepare transport to.
My chicken has been harmed.
Prepare transport to Mesos. We have 5 the chicken that are coming. And he turns. Yes. Follow me. Let's
Wait, can I
Trying
put
not to-
Spark inside?
Did you carry Lady Featherweight and Spark into the shop with you, or out of the shop with you?
Well, I thought I left them outside.
You were in the
skimmer.
workshop.
Okay, I put them back inside. All right, whatever. He's safe.
And he turns. The guards kind of step aside to let the 5 of you go out first. But he walks out before you. And as the door opens, you see like 15 more heavily armed soldiers, all outside, some with wands or crossbows leveled at the door. He walks up and he raises his finger and traces some runes, and you see a light flash as some sort of field that had been erected around the house kind of flickers out of existence.
What's your... Angelle is just gonna swagger like this is her entourage and like her guards. Not like she's being arrested or detained or anything.
Felix is gonna take a second, turn to Ash, and Ash, I need you to stay calm. It'll be okay.
Where are they taking us?
Don't worry about where they're taking us. We'll be fine. Okay? Here's what I
Okay.
need you to do. Remember the meditation I was telling you about? Let's start doing that. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And no more firebolts. Remember, we talked about that. Not unless we're doing other things, but
I'm sorry. I just got really scared.
yeah, and that's okay. You can be scared. But don't make your first reaction to throw a firebolt.
Yeah, just do a regular bolt with like a crossbow.
You're not helping.
I love this gentle parenting demonstration we have going on.
They're all led. There are a number of government vehicles out front, which I will say, Felix, you and Ash got here maybe 10 minutes ago and started looking around. I will say you did find the ring you were looking for. So this was erected very quickly in the time since you've entered. Led Felix and Ash are put into one vehicle, Domen, Angelle, and Eoster into another, and they begin to move towards the core district. For the sake of things, we'll say you're all in one vehicle. Just we don't have to worry about splitting up any RP you guys want to do. They begin driving. In the front kind of seat, who you can see is the elf in the uniform that had spoken to you. There is the kind of wired mesh that separates the open space you were in. None of you were attempted to be bound or handcuffed or anything like that. No bags over the head. You can see out the windows as you are moving through the city.
So what's your name, sir?
I am Rydell Rendov. Each of you, what are your names? Over his shoulder.
Angelle.
Domen.
My name is Felix. My friends call me Fee, Lion.
I'm Ash.
I'm Eoster Pepperdine.
Pepperdine. Is Pepperdine actually Yosh's last name? I apologize.
I just came up with it. I do like it.
Okay. He kind of cocks an eyebrow. Pepperdine? What are you doing down here then, young lady? Your family. I want everybody to make an insight check.
I'm right.
Me?
Yeah, even you.
Sorry.
Ooh.
8. Oh wait, no, no. Insight.
5.
18.
3.
25.
21.
5.
Anyone who got over a 15 realizes as he like cuts off, he's like, Pepperdine, why are you down here? And like stops. A look of realization comes over his face, and he just kind of shifts his focus. Assuming the circumstances which you've presented are correct, this should be a simple process. We just have to take you up for processing, get your statements, and make sure that there's not a breach to the safety of the city. I hope each of you understand and to strive to make this as painless as possible.
Maybe a little pain.
Right. And you hear as a kind of shimmering field covers across the mesh, and the sound from the front does not seem to enter the back anymore.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? I had questions.
Hey, and I'll grab Angelle's shoulder. Did he say Mesos?
Did he say mesos?
You did.
Did you?
I didn't hear it, but
That's a way up a tier without blackmailing, bribing, or fighting our way in.
If you are from Mesos, why did you not tell us?
who?
You, Eoster.
Oh, did I not mention that?
No.
I thought I did because I'm. Am I from Nessus? I thought I was farther up.
No, your family is from Mesos. That's Exos is reserved for like the
gods.
super elite.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah,
your
but-
family is the extraordinarily elite. What is one step below super?
Uh,
They're
I
pretty
would
elite.
just say
Pretty
elite.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the very elite.
They're regular elite as opposed to grande. Yeah. No, yeah, that's where I was living before I met you guys. Yeah.
And after all that you heard we were trying to get up there. You didn't tell us you could get us up there?
I actually can't really get up there on my own.
Why?
I was a little bit kicked out by the church for blasphemy. Hmm.
Oh,
So I didn't really end up where we were by choice, although I do really like it there. But I guess it might be nice to go to the police station if that's where we're going. I was trying to seduce that guard. Was that obvious? I was trying to get out of this.
Just a little
Blatantly,
bit.
I'm afraid. Yeah.
I don't think it worked. Although
Ash, Felix, how? And I'll just like make sure that it looks like nobody up front can hear what we're doing back here.
Yeah, as soon as that barrier was kind of raised, it seemed to have stopped all sound.
How much affinity do you have for the not exactly legal?
Well,
Are you down to clown?
I like clowns.
well, hold on.
Does not surprise me.
It depends, because I mean, at this point they have our names, and
only first.
not mine.
Not Eoster's either. Here's the deal. We're looking for our children. They're in the Mesos tier, or at least the family they're with is in the Mesos tier. If we need to fuck off, are
That's
y'all
the
with
ex-
us, or do we need to leave you alone?
That's the exact reason why I left the Mesos tier. When I
Children?
was, no, I left the message here a long time ago, before, well, I was even married or anything like that. Long before. But anyway, you said your children?
No, our children.
Did you sell
No,
them?
no. Somebody did, unfortunately, but we did not.
They were stolen and sold.
Accurate background noise as you drive through the streets of.
The radio stations in these cars are just unreal, aren't they?
as you get closer to the core district of Terrace, the streets become wider and nicer. The buildings, boutique shops open up. Still, large kind of neon lit advertisements for different stores. The buildings become taller, and you can see large windows into kind of extravagant apartments and things like that. Everything is much cleaner, though it's still Terrace. This is still, you're getting into the merchant factions and people with money that are backed by the guilds. You pass through a number of like gated communities that it pulls up. The people in front kind of reach out and talk to hand over identification. A barricade is lifted. They move closer and closer. Just over the time while you guys have been talking. Until you get kind of towards the base of the tier and you're pulled up onto what looks like kind of a large ferry. Like if any of you guys have been to Seattle and seen the ferries going through, like it's similar to that. A few moments go by and then it all lifts off the ground and begins to kind of circle around the tier, heading up a few hundred feet. Is this transport airship slowly kind of moves up, and this is appropriately named Smooth Ride for the music. So just as you guys are talking, this is what is kind of transpiring. A few hours going by. Welcome to talk about whatever you'd like. I just wanted to make sure I got the vibe right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it just kind of depends on scenario.
Right, this scenario, I really like yard-long margarita, and I take it from you.
I imagine we don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, that's got left back at the shop.
No. Sad.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Please continue.
But I guess it depends on circumstance. I'm not too keen on children ending up without their parents. But things happen.
And it may end up that we don't have the opportunity and we're just shoveled on back down here and have to find another way up. But if it presents itself, we bugger off real quick. You're welcome to join us.
Okay.
This whole time, Ash is just kind of staring out the window and seeing the bigger buildings starting to come about and just kind of mesmerized and being a child in the city for the first time kind of thing. So.
Ash, where are you from?
Back there?
Where's back there?
Where we came from? I don't really know. I guess where Felix is from. He took me in at a young age. I don't really remember much.
What do you remember?
Well, Felix has been around a lot and helped me with my anxiety. And I remember Charlotte And then he kind of gets a little quiet.
Kind of comes to a stop, and the field. And there's right, we're here. When we enter, any weapons, any items that could pose danger to anyone within the building will be taken at security. My recommendation is you do not put up a fight over this. This is not a game.
Do you have a very large bag?
We have an entire storeroom that I think can hold whatever you might have on you. We will return it to you upon determining whether or not your statements seem true, whether or not you and yours are working towards the detriment of the city of Avarice. This way. He opens the door. Upon landing on Messos, very few people, the bustling crowds and noise that you're used to are gone. There are sprawling buildings, but none of the... there are just a few people on the street where you normally see hundreds moving up and down the blocks. There's maybe a few dozen that you see, all well-dressed on spotless streets. You see a number of automatons, not as advanced as Averin seemed to be, moving through, cleaning, and maintaining the city. As all different types of person move up and down, or one type, very rich, different races of different members of mortal races moving about. You see minotaurs and orcs, as well as elves and halflings and gnomes, all moving through.
Wait,
the building that you've stopped at.
can I change? I'm gonna cast a disguise self and change it to Balder, just in my clothes, my brother.
Yeah, you can. Rydell looks at you and kind of cocks an eyebrow again. Indeed. You should be aware that there are anti-magic fields at different points, so any magical disguise is unlikely to hold. If it
I think
does,
it'll
I'll
be
be quite
okay.
impressed.
We're good. And I wink at him as Balder, just like
Unsettling. The building you were at is a large kind of Spartan building, embroidered above the door is kind of a large shielded crest. It is a crossed hammer and sword, and it says Guardians of Avarice. And then below that, it says House of the Vigilant. And you are led inside. There is a kind of a large, almost like going into a courthouse, there's a large security terminal you're all led into. Do each of you hand over your weapons?
I have 4 daggers on me, so I'll give them all over.
Yeah,
Dispel component pouches, or if you have wands or rods, any apparent arcane focus, anything like that would be included as well. If yours is less than normal, you're welcome to make a check at varying difficulties depending on what that focus might be.
I have the Ring of Fire. Not that really matters, but it's a wedding. It's a wedding band essentially.
Yeah, they wouldn't take that. They're looking for like direct combat application.
I hand over my crossbow.
Okay.
And I'll hand over the 3
What other
daggers
weapons
I
does
have.
Eoster have on her?
She may have some daggers.
This is you telling me as the DM, not me as the guard.
Well, okay, I have 1 dagger. So I hand over 1 dagger.
You can try to hide it if you like.
No, I've got my bagpipes.
Okay.
I hand over the quarterstaff and my darts.
Okay.
Angelle hands over her dagger, flail, and hand axe.
Okay.
And just Ash's 3 daggers. So
A small child pulling out knives.
Rough down in Paris,
The
man.
security guard confused with each one that comes out. Does Domen hand anything over?
Just the 4 daggers. That's all he's got.
Okay, 4 daggers. And is anybody trying to sneak anything through? All physical weaponry, all apparent weapons have been handed over.
I mean, I'm technically wearing the necklace.
Yeah, I got
but-
you.
I have my bagpipes, and I'm a bard, but they'll be fine.
Okay. In that case, I need Ash and Eoster to make either sleight of hand or persuasion. Because here's the thing: people are aware that bards and sorcerers and casters exist, and so
I
very
assume nobody's gonna look at.
Yeah,
Not all
rings
wedding
and
rings,
things
right?
like that are kind of ignored.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Persuasion.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're both the same, but 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, neither of you are required to hand over your arcane focuses, so you are okay. Guard is confused by why you want to hold on to your bagpipes, but Yash is quite persuasive. It's in that it's not a problem, and she's definitely not a bard. There's no magic. They're just important to you.
Also, I'm Balder.
I mean, you are Yashta.
Yeah.
I'm aware. And you are led into the building. You are then immediately led into 4 different rooms. Domen into one, Ash and Felix into one, Angelle into one, and Yashta into one. Domen, we are going to start with you. Rydell comes and he says, you seem like a reasonable type. Bag of holding into a portable hole. It's an obvious mistake. Almost anyone knows what would happen. What are the circumstances that arise in this, especially with Sparrow? My understanding is he's quite a competent individual. How does this go about happening?
My understanding was that there was a bit of a argument, I guess, a tussle between him and one of the others that, well, I guess got taken wherever you get taken when that happens. And one shoved the other, and he ended up with a bag inside of a hole.
Is it just the 2 of them that ended up being taken?
Them and Sparrow had a shop assistant. He's not there anymore either.
He looks at his notepad. This Av4r1n automaton, correct?
If you say so. We're not really from town, and we're just staying with him.
You and Angelle, correct? You were from the wastes, yes?
We are nomads, yeah.
Right. And what brought you into Avarice?
A couple of family members were last seen here, and we haven't heard from them. We're just checking in. Don't really like staying too long in the city, so sooner we can get out, the better.
Fair enough. In mind, I try not to be prejudiced, but it seems odd that one of the people involved in a break in the planar boundaries would be celestial born, such as Angelle. Has she
Hardly
ever?
involved, really. We're just staying in the place. I can't say for what artifacts and magic Sparrow has in his shop, but it definitely wasn't anything Angelle was involved in.
Apologize for the insinuation there. It's just different. She's never expressed any, disdain for how Avarice is performing for his people or for the gods themselves.
I mean, respectfully, no more than any of the other nomads do. There's a reason we live out there and not in here.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Domen. This has been insightful. I appreciate your assistance. I'm going to go interview the rest of them, and we'll be back shortly. He leaves and enters into Angelle's room a few minutes later. Sits down, pulls out a file. Look, I intend to take up as little of your time as possible. It's very clear this entire situation is not for you.
Yeah. Arms crossed, sitting back.
You don't think much of our organization, do you? It seems to generally have you disgruntled. Is that accurate?
Well, to put it nicely, yes. I would like to go home. I would like to be back with my husband. I do not like to be separated from him.
Home for you? Do you mean back to the clan or back to where you were staying on terrace at Sparrow's shop? Or do you mean it more of an ancestral sense, which is why you may be breached the barrier between planes?
An ancestral. What?
Don't
I
play
don't.
coy with
Where is
me,
everybody getting
God's
this?
blood.
Just because my parents happen to fuck each other means that all of a sudden I have to have some storyline behind me?
Because blood that bonds us, you mean something else to Celestials that pass wisdom through generations in this way. What are
don't
you
think it
playing
matters.
at?
What am I playing at? I am playing at being here with my husband, trying to get back to the waste, trying to take care of business. Has
Company
nothing
you
to do
keep.
with you or this
Sparrow.
city.
Sparrow, a known aggravator within the city, just happened to be staying with you. And you just happened to be present at the time of a break in the plane of bonds. I've heard enough. I'm going to gather the rest of the statements, and we'll see how long you're here. Posted you on you and your party on a 20,000 gold bond. I'll do as I wish.
I don't think it matters what I said to you. You'd do that anyways. All because of
He stands up
preconceived
and just
notions.
leaves the room as you're talking. Shuts the door. The door opens to Leon and Ash.
Before
Felix
yeah,
and Ash. Sorry.
yeah, before they get there, when we're just sitting there alone, Ash will look to Felix and, what are we supposed to say? What are we supposed to do?
You don't have to say anything. You're an adolescent. They're not even going to talk to you. And if they do, just tell them the truth.
Okay.
Respectively. They don't need to know everything. Just
Okay. That's it.
The door opens. Vidal walks in and sits down.
Felix is there with his leg up and he's just licking. Oh,
Nice.
how's it going?
It's going well. That actually is the most expected part of today, based on your file as well, Felix. It's interesting. You've had several contacts with Sparrow. Documented is miscellaneous work and labor.
Yes.
But you also have a history of odd events following you.
I'm sure I
Yes.
do.
Besides some of the more recent drunken public, disorderly conduct, I've realized there's a strange series of happenings that follows you, has for the last few years. How much contact have you had with Sparrow's organization?
A bit. I mean, we've done some jobs for him for some money. They gave us a place to stay for a night or two. You know, normal Sparrow's nest things?
Is arson ever in the work you've done for Sparrow?
Not intentionally, no.
Most of the reports against you have been either you've been cleared of charges from or insufficient evidence. Is there anything you wish to own up to at this time before things get harder?
I don't believe we have anything to own up to.
One last interview to get through. I'll be back. He stands up and leaves. Eoster, your door opens next.
I
Angelle
instantly
comes in.
snap and become a more enhanced Eoster. Hello.
Interesting. It is odd. Eoster,
Yes.
I raised to have a 20,000 gold piece bond posted against you and your companions. I made sure to list your name prominently, as I thought within minutes it's been paid.
Oh.
Now, to be clear, there is a bit of time going between each of these interviews. Each of you have probably spent a good hour or so in your individual rooms. Him stopping, like different people kind of stopping in and out, trying to
I've
take
just been playing my
statements. of the
bagpipes.
events. Feel free to go. But there are other charges levied against you in particular.
Excuse me?
I think ones that have been buried. And to find you so quickly staying with a known aggravator of the peace, to be found in companionship with one of celestial descent, given the nature of your excommunication, one might wonder what you're up to, Eoster.
Listen, I'm just hanging out. I'm just trying to get from day to day to day. And they treat me like I'm a kid. You know, we all know my parents didn't because they kicked me out. You know them. You've seen them.
My understanding is that it was not them kicking you out. It was either you leave or your whole family be banished from the city. And I think we both know that your family wouldn't do well in the wastes. They're not cut from that cloth.
Maybe there's some truth to that, but okay, yeah, I left. So am I free to go still, or?
There was a condition placed upon the bond. Is the one who paid it
Balder?
would be entirely responsible for you and your party's actions here on Mesos. So you'll be free to go once he arrives to claim you. You and yours.
Is it Balder?
You'll see.
Oh no. So I have to stay here until he. Oh my god. Oh no.
He sent word that he's on his way and should be here within an hour.
Oh, he's gonna be so bad. Oh. Okay. Can I go see my friends?
In a moment.
Okay.
Gather you all back up. Is there anything you wish to share about the events that have brought you in?
We literally.
Beyond the normal statements you've each made, which does seem to correspond with each other. I'm especially curious about Angelle.
Angelle, why are you curious about Angelle? Just because of who her parents were. That's ridiculous. She's been literally just, here trying to find her kids, and then
Her
we're
kids.
I also said that they were here to. I didn't say that.
I'll gather you and your friends together.
Okay.
Eoster, I appreciate your continued support in this matter. And he leaves the room. A few minutes later, you are all gathered from the offices that you're in. Rydell himself goes to get Angelle. I perhaps spoke out of hand. The bond that was posted has already been posted for you and yours. You're going to be leaving under the one responsible for you is Eoster's own brother, Balder. Good luck finding your children. He kind of smiles. If we achieve...
You're
You're
muted.
muted. If we hear anything, I'll make sure that you're the first to know. He opens the door for you and kind of gestures.
Can I insight check him?
You absolutely can, yeah.
That is. Hold on. What is my insight? My insight is 0, so that is a 14.
14? It's not bad. I mean, pretty obviously, this dude is not okay with Celestials. He has some pretty deep-seated prejudices. There's a little bit of delight knowing that you are looking for family that has been lost. I'm gonna say even with a 14, there's an understanding, like he is aware of like the celestial trading rings, like collectors, with how small you've seen like the actual population on Mesos, that kind of thing going undiscovered is unlikely. It probably has an idea of exactly what's going on if he doesn't know who's doing it, the exact details behind your situation. He gestures and you'll be free to go in just a moment once Balder comes to collect you.
Okay, and then so are we all in a room together
It's
now?
a moment you're led to kind of a waiting area. There's one guard kind of on the other side of a glass screen. He's flipping through a book, is reading. You're all kind of reconvened.
Angelle is very obviously perturbed.
Not bad, was it?
You don't get treated the same way I do.
Which to this day baffles me. Devil. Angel. Celestial, whatever you want to call it. Nobody bats an eye at me. Still, won't ever get it. I'll put a hand on her knee and just like gently try and ease a little bit of the tension.
She's steaming. Doesn't even want to talk while we're here.
I'm trying to see what the guard's reading, just because I'm trying to stay out of her eyesight.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I'm not gonna come up with the title. It's like poorly disguised smut.
Yes. Sweet.
Going through and he like notices you looking and like kind of shifts to cover the cover of it, like the title a little bit more, like holds it a little closer.
I like give him this face like, Anyways.
Turns around so he's not facing you. Anything any of you wanted to talk about?
Ash is going to like just be awkwardly staring at Domen. Not like at his face or anything, but like kind of just like observing like all the tattoos on his body and all that stuff. Just awkward.
12-year-old kid staring at some dude with the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
He does notice that, like, when he looks away from a certain tattoo and looks back, they are almost slightly different. Like an eye might be looking in a different direction, or maybe a bird's wings are down instead of up now. They're just like, you're not sure if they changed, but they might have changed.
And he's just gonna kind of like tilt his head on occasion, squint a little bit.
A little bit of time goes by. The doors are opened. And right out. You're free to leave. Collect your equipment at the door. Baldur is waiting out front. He's already signed off for you.
Grab my
Hey.
stuff and I stomp out to him.
As we start to walk out, Angela's gonna whisper over to Eoster and be like, "Your brother is not going to try and like enslave me or anything, right?"
You better not, or I'll kick his ass. But I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, nah.
It's been that kind of day.
Well, I'll kick their ass. Then I've got my crossbow.
Let out front, there is a footman standing in front of, incredibly, a horse-drawn carriage, a covered carriage with a 6-horse team. There's a driver sitting at the front, holding the reins, and a footman who sees you all and opens the door to it. And you see kind of a half-elven young man, a little older seeming than Eoster, whose face you actually have just seen on Eoster's face. And he shakes it and goes, come on, quick. Just like looking around, and he pulls the hood of his cloak up a little bit more. He is trying to be discreet, but doing so from an opulent vehicle. He leans back and waves you guys in, and the footman's. Please, lords and ladies, would any of you like refreshments for your ride?
I would.
What, sir, might I ask?
What do you got? Preferably of the alcohol variety.
The finest spirits and liqueurs available.
Sure, let's take that.
2 of those, please. Thank you, Chives.
Lady Eoster, I've been specifically informed to not let you drink. So I will come up with something for you. And he reaches into a bag and he pulls out, it looks like kind of a thin-stemmed fluted glass, uncorks a bottle, and pours it in, and a kind of deep orangish red liquid flows out, and he hands it to you. An Elven Negroni, sir.
Perfect. Can I have the bottle?
No, sir. This is
Can I have some more?
You can. Would you like the same or something else?
Whatever you feel like putting in there.
Sure. And he uncorks it, the same bottle, and pours clear liquid into your glass. For you, sir.
Smells it first.
It's water.
Dumps it out.
Yes, it was just to rinse it. And this, and more clear liquid flows out. Drink this one slowly, sir. It's a dwarven spirit. It's been aged, I believe, for the last 750 years. It will put hair on your chest had you not had it already. Careful with that, sir. For you, young master, anything for you?
Do you have any juice?
I do indeed. And he pulls out a different bottle this time. Any preference?
Pineapple?
Indeed. Man of discerning taste. In you are, sir.
Thank you.
For the two of you, anything?
Chives, was it?
What was it?
Chives, was that? Is that... I heard Eoster mention your name.
It's the nickname. That's The fuck would chives be short for? You pick the name and then throw me on the spot to chives will do.
Yep,
Because you smell like chives.
It's the fresh ambiance. I definitely get it. Yeah. I don't think I'll be requiring any sort of refreshment, but I do appreciate you and the master coming to pick us up.
Of course, that's. I think he'll have more to say. I will join the driver then, please. If there's anything I can do, simply request. We'll stop, and I will provide it if I can. And he steps up next to the driver as you two enter the vehicle. Balder is there, and he still kind of has his hood. The windows are all covered. The curtains are all drawn. And he's just rubbing his forehead. Eoster, what are you doing back?
Well, I didn't mean to get here, and it wasn't my fault. And I know I usually say that, but this literally was like not my fault, right, guys?
That's mostly
Technically,
true.
she's right. Yeah, she wasn't really her fault.
I didn't do
I'm
shit.
sorry. You are a magnet for trouble. You always have been. And if it's not finding you, you're finding it. I'm sorry for assuming. Okay. I have an apartment on this side of town that mother and father aren't aware of. I can house you there for a little while, but we really have to get you out of Mesos. If anyone finds out that you're here, and
Okay,
I don't trust Rydell to not.
We'll stay hidden, but my friends and I have an errand that we need to take care of while we're here. We'll be super stealthy, no worries.
Although, no, that's
why would you bring this giant? Why would you bring your best carriage? Like this is like screaming.
This is the. Was I supposed to bring the 12-horse carriage or the airship?
A horse. I don't know.
You wouldn't all fit on a horse. And what was Chives supposed to ride?
Chives didn't need to come, Balder. Jesus.
Look, this is here nor there. Don't try to make this my fault.
I'm not making. I'm really grateful that you paid our bail and that you showed up and to take care of us. And I'm actually really great. It's really great to see you. And I give you a big hug, and I'm like, you love your little sister. You love your little sister.
Love you. Let's. Okay. I'm Balder, by the way. Hi, nice to meet you. It shakes all of your hands.
Point of order there. When he shakes Ash's hand, you guys may not have noticed it before, but he has dragon scales on both his hands. So.
Cool.
Little dragon baby.
And he introduces himself to all of you. And okay, it'll take a few minutes. And yes, you are terrible at keeping out of trouble. Did you sign up for a tournament?
Yeah, we did do that.
Participants are publicly announced, for betting pools, and you didn't.
I wasn't aware that I wasn't allowed to be alive. Okay.
You're not really supposed to broadcast yourself. Usually people that have been excommunicado just kind of keep on the DL.
So should I take my name off or change it or just look different or
as long as you don't expect me to continue bailing you out. I was so lucky that one of my friends is working security and was able to let me know as soon as bail was posted.
Was it Dave? Was it Brian?
It was Dave. Let's just a knock. Master Balder, Mistress Eoster, we've arrived. And it's okay. Consider this a safe house, and opens it up. and you are at a stone footpath through a large garden to what looks like an old-fashioned like English countryside pebblestone house with trees around it. This is like one order. I don't think anyone here except for Eoster has seen like ornamental trees ever. Like it's all been city and hellscapes for most of you. This is for my players out of like an English storybook. You see other buildings like around nearby. He goes, "This is the most modest of our homes. It is yours for as long as you need it. Please don't get into trouble. You are attached to my name now. There is food, drink, and servants inside that will see your needs taken care of until you are able to return home."
Servants?
Yes, of
We can
course. I'm not
ask them to
not going
do
to
things for us?
within reason. Yes, I'm not gonna. I don't live in squalor when I'm in my apartment. So I'm trying to get away from the family.
All right, then I'll give it a lash.
I give him a big hug and I say thank you, and I skip inside. I'm like, bye, Chives.
Hey, good day, Lady Eoster. I'm actually to be remaining with you, correct, sir?
Oh.
Yes, Chives, if you could keep an eye on them. Right. Get home and come up with an excuse. And he pulls his hood, steps into the carriage, and pulls the door shut behind him, in which case, big family crest on the door that you guys all see. And he kind of like, you see one of the curtains pulls, he kind of peeks through and pulls it, begins to ride away.
Very discreet.
Very, yes.
He was nice.
Yeah, they seem like nice folks, but the brains don't run in their family, do they? Yosh's up the street.
Chives, who is refilling Felix's glass, goes, they have their individual intelligences.
Got him.
Easy, Ash.
Let's head inside, I guess.
If we're living the life now, I think I'm gonna have a pint of the black stuff, eh?
You ever seen trees like this?
No. Who would take the time to shape them like that?
Do you think they actually grow that way, maybe? Like a special
There's an
variety?
idea.
Magic?
Or magic, yeah. That could be
Magic trees. Perfect balls.
it. Thank you. I'll wrap a arm around her waist and so we can walk up together.
Yep, you guys walk in. It is a quaint, like 8-bedroom cottage. Or a number of servants that kind of move quietly. That's keeping out of the way. Very well trained, all of them well dressed. The servants here are probably wealthier than most of the people in the Commons district on Terrace. Just like these are elite people that work like for merchants guilds that move their way up until they're provided lodgings on this upper tier.
Is it like? Sorry, go ahead.
Go
Yosa.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. So when we walk in, is there like a balcony or anything that like it's clear that there's rooms maybe upstairs, or is this all one level?
It's all one level. It kind of spreads out kind of towards the back. There's an interesting feature, we'll call it. As you enter the sitting room, there's a large glass circle, and you can see down hundreds of feet the city kind of laid out below you through this glass paneling, where a window has been kind of carved through the bottom so they can look down on the city beneath. And you can walk out on the glass if you'd like. There's no railings or anything. It's just
I've rifled through the liquor cabinet before Chives got inside, and I grabbed a thing of ale, and I'm standing on the circle, just like kind of thinking about the day and Lady Featherweight and Balder being such a nice guy, and how this is probably where he took his girls.
Of course. Your family doesn't do anything small, do they?
No. 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 I don't really have anything else to say besides no. They like to kick ass big and kick their kids out big.
So what did you do?
Well, I did a lot of learning, and I got bored with like the regular stuff we were learning. And I met this like super awesome lady with my brother Balder when he went out to his place. She just so happened to be, like in charge of the building that housed a bunch of women. Anyway, she told me about this like older god that the Church of Crest doesn't really recognize. And I started to like learn about her. Anyways, I got caught with some of her teachings. And well, my parents could have gotten in really big trouble. So I left / got kicked out.
Image does seem kind of their big thing, doesn't it?
It's image over everything with everyone up here.
See, this is why I hate the city. I mean, out in the waste, it really doesn't matter what you believe. I mean, half the people out there don't even believe in Quest.
Sounds pretty nice.
It's not really a big concern when you're constantly just, searching for food.
We don't have trees shaped into perfect balls or anything like that, but it's all right once you get used to it out there.
Oh, did you eat the fruit off the trees?
It's an option. I'll look back out the front window and see if there's actually fruit on the trees.
Not the ones that are shaped like perfect balls, but yeah, there are numerous fruit trees all kind of lining around the house.
Oh, me or on it?
No.
Got all the food in here, and then you got food on the trees too? Crazy.
Seems like overkill. I didn't see any of this down in the lower levels. It's such a pity. I mean, the people that actually need the trees that could produce food, don't they get any? It seems like some bullshit to me.
Yeah, I didn't realize how lopsided it was until I started living down there.
Greed is a very powerful drug.
You said you were from here, didn't you?
Yeah. Very, very long time ago. Before my wife and I got together. Long story short, I had met my wife, and my family just didn't want anything to do with her, so I left. So,
you left your wife because your family didn't like her?
No, I left my family, not my wife. I didn't have my wife at the time, and then we met each other. I fell in love with her, which I didn't tell her that yet, but that was the thing that was happening. And then, over the course of time, my parents had found out, and they weren't They didn't approve. They didn't approve. And so I just said, all right, fuck this shit, I'm out. Sorry, Ash. Don't repeat what I say.
And Ash has been walking around touching things, and as his name is said, because he knows he's not supposed to be touching things, he knocks like a glass off the table
the servant that's been following you, wiping off your fingerprints on things, catches the glass.
Ash.
No, they do not. They try to catch the glass, and that's it. They
Then
like
can
fumble it, do the
Felix-
thing where they catch it like 3 or 4 times.
Can Felix try to catch it?
You absolutely can. That's as
Your
they
drunken state.
they like try to, and they're like half juggling it, and it kind of goes to fall.
What would this be? A save?
This would just be a dexterity check, not a saving throw.
Okay. 15.
15? 15 is enough. That's Felix. You just
So, he kind of like tips back and then starts to fall over, hits the ground, but catches it just before it shatters.
Bad reflexes.
Perfect.
There you go.
Cat dad reflexes.
Ash,
Sorry.
no more touching. Thank you.
It's just so cool.
I'm like walking over, I'm
Anyway.
like, look here, and I like start touching things with Ash. Because like I don't give a shit. This is my brother's house. Like rearranging stuff.
Why
You like-
cause more work for someone who's whatever?
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
it's
Well,
fine,
Faye-
sir. That's one of the servants. Just like leads in. Is like, it's fine. It's fine, sir.
But
So,
anyway,
Faye-
I've cut my ties to this tier long ago. I doubt I even know anybody here anymore.
Speaking of ties, your I'm gonna say ward doesn't seem to have a lot of knowledge about where he's from. Do you?
No. I don't either. He was. Well, they were about to actually sell him to the Mesos tier. But he, I guess, didn't pass quality inspection. Long story. But yeah, so I met up with him elsewhere.
I looked
Sing
at
on
the
this one.
servant and I was like, can we get some ice
Yep.
cream? Can we get some ice cream for Ash
Of
and
course,
me?
of course. Yeah.
'Cause the
Ice
not
cream
quality
for
comment was
everyone?
hurtful.
He hasn't. Like is going to be gone for a couple minutes, but
Felix. This
Yeah.
is probably pretty touchy. It feels like it may be, but where's your wife?
She passed away a couple of years ago.
Before Ash?
It was after Ash.
Is that Charlotte?
Yes, that is Charlotte. She was very sick. She had some issues getting around. We actually, well, not to go into too much detail, but we had an orphanage. We had a bunch of kids at one time, and she got very sick, very depressed, and that was about the time that Ash showed up. And well, I mean, he brought her back per se. She became her old self again. She got happy. She started feeling better. But then, things happened and she's gone. So
I'm sorry to hear that. That is,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do without Domen.
I most days I'm not sure how to take it, but you've got to. So he takes a big long swig.
That's how.
the kitchen door opens up, and the servant that should ask for ice cream pushes out an entire like sundae cart. Here you are. I wasn't sure what you wanted, so I just had them put together an assortment. Let me know if you need anything else. She backs back into the kitchen. You guys have a full sundae bar.
Can I have anything I want?
Go for it. Go big. Go home. Anything. Put it all on one plate and eat it.
You just
Do
start scooping multiple different ice creams onto a plate, sprinkles, whatever's on there.
That's gonna have an interesting flavor.
Whatever rich people have for their ice cream bars. I don't know what it would be. So
Caviar.
Ew.
Caviar ice cream bar.
sturgeon caviar and other
This is
truffle
faithful.
ice
Ambergris.
cream.
The rarest Yeti cream.
Yeti cream.
Yeti cream.
Mm.
Yummy. A little
Milk
salty.
You ever milk a minotaur?
Jesus.
Don't they have the bodies of humans? That's what makes it difficult.
And I look at Felix. I look at Felix and I was like, this one's alcoholic.
You see Ash is like actually actively scooping from that one because he doesn't know. And like,
Nope.
Oh, thank you for making me a
come
plate.
on. She said everything.
Well,
Except
just not
that one
this
and
this-
probably that one.
Right.
Because easy dispel does not condone underage drinking.
Even in ice cream form.
Even in ice cream form. Especially in ice cream form. It's like fruit flavored jewels. It's
I'm
just
gonna get chocolate
luring
wasted.
people in.
I'm gonna get chocolate wasted.
I will pull Angelle aside while everybody's dishing up ice cream and say, "So the Kaeldons, today, tonight, right now? When should we go?"
We need to figure out where they are first. I think that
Kaeldons.
what?
The Kaeldon family.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, I do. We need to figure out where they are up here. We need to do a
Oh,
little bit
Kaeldons.
more research before we go.
Do we? I figured knocking on the door is probably the best approach.
You know, after being in that room with that man, I have learned that I don't think I can walk anywhere around here. I wonder if... Do you think I could look less celestial if I dyed my hair?
It's an option. You could also just put something on it. Maybe rough up all the shiny a little bit.
I don't know. I have to find some way to not look like me.
I mean, outfit change is the first order of business.
And then...
And just point of order, one of the big things that denotes celestials is their eyes. The actual, like, some people have bright eyes. A celestial's eyes actually emit light to a little bit. Sometimes like the whites of your eyes might not be, they might be pure white. It's kind of up to you. What do Angelle's eyes look like?
They look like suns, like little glowing suns. I mean, she's got the whites, but then the irises just kind of look like a ring light that's set on yellow.
Perfect. It's the hardest thing to hide. But
Not sure how we go about hiding the headlights there, but we could figure something out.
Sunglasses.
and I apologize. This reminded me of a specific spell use earlier. Eoster, I want you to make a perception or insight check, whichever you'd prefer. Because you have a number of like magical effects that are kind of, as a bard, kind of constantly in play. Like you're familiar with the feeling of magic, and you had the use of disguise self up the entirety of the time you were in there.
17.
And with that, you are familiar. You recognized when you entered one of the areas of Dispel magic, the room you were in, your the interview room, had an aura of anti-magic. And you were still able to disguise yourself the way you normally do. It was not interfered with when you changed your appearance to enhance Eoster. Just because I don't want to forget that part. And this talk of disguises and changing how you look reminded me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, let's put together a plan, and if we are ready, go tonight.
Okay. Why don't I look around and make sure Chives isn't standing right next to me or anything like that, and say,
Nope.
I don't want to go shake down Chives for any information that that he might have on the Caldens. And if you can figure out the way to hide all that gorgeous self, then we can get going.
Okay. And as he walks away, Angelle is gonna tap his butt.
All right. How else is anybody else doing? And Domen's going to go look for Chives. Anybody else getting up to trouble or just demolishing a Sunday bar?
Just eating myself sick with ice cream.
Sunday bar, and then I found the fireplace, and I'm just sitting in front of it, enjoying being comfortable again.
Angelle is going to ask for a bunch of weird items, a whole list of things from the servants that just happen to have in there things she thinks may hide her who she is.
Yeah, as long as it's nothing ridiculous, the servants will bring you any non-magical item worth 50 gold or less.
Cool. Are there
Without
contacts in this world?
Potentially, they would be specialized. Ophthalmology is usually not really necessary because most things can be fixed with magic.
It's true.
Okay. It would just take some effort to find, and Messos would be the place to do it.
You're telling me Messos doesn't have any cosplayers? Come on.
I just said Messos would be the place to do it. It's just hard.
Okay. And she's gonna ask for like colored eye contacts or something like that on her list as well. So
Okay.
see if there's something there.
You set the servants to work.
I guess Ash, seeing Eoster by a fire, would walk over and kind of sit down next to her, and with kind of full mouth of ice cream. What did you say your name was?
My name is Eoster. Come here, good buddy. And we snuggle, and I'm both eating ice cream.
Eoster, can you do this? And he's gonna just snap at the fire and cast control flames.
No.
And he's gonna extinguish the flame.
What? Bring it back. You bring it back right now.
Okay. And I'll snap and cast it again, and I'll make it in the shape of an ice cream cone.
Oh my, Ash, you were so talented. Where did you learn that?
Just kind of always had it.
This is so useful. I'm so glad you showed me this. Do it again.
What do you want?
Unicorn.
What's a unicorn?
Okay. Horse with horn.
Okay. And I'll do that as a silhouette as well.
There's one curled goat horn.
A unigort, as I like to call them.
Unigort.
We just sit in front of the fire making fire shapes for a while. That sounds really wholesome.
That's adorable.
What's Felix up to right now? Seeing Ash and Eoster.
He's kind of doing the just his own thing, kind of drinking off, looking at things. But then once he sees Ash over, kind of playing with the fire, he kind of hones in on it and just watches and makes sure there's nothing crazy that happens or anything like that. It starts to get a little too big. Ash.
I know.
I thought it was cool.
Thanks.
Domen, you eventually track down Chives. Or Chivabald.
Archibald.
Archibald. There we go. That makes more
Archibald,
sense.
Yeah.
Want to be Archie, but no, not Archie.
Well,
Nope,
Archibald.
Chives.
Chive. I had to build the name around the nickname, and the nickname was Chive.
That's improv 101, Andrew.
I yes anded it. I said yes and give me a minute.
I figured he was just named Chive because his breath smelled like chives.
Well, if that's the way you want to be known.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was a Eoster nickname.
Yoshi isn't a bully. Jeez.
Well.
Hey.
Yeah, talk to Balin.
He had it coming.
Yes, Master Domen.
Chive, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions if I could.
Of course, I've been instructed to make myself fully of service to you, just as I would any other member of the family.
Sure. I'm looking for a particular family on Mesos. Just some people I need to get in contact. The Kaelden family. Told
The
they're
Kaeldens,
relatively well known.
Yes, they are a well-to-do family.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, it sounds like Penny's having some fun.
Jesus.
Got a case of
I
the
jingles
zoomies.
the laser pointer, and she just like from anywhere in the house will find me. Okay,
right,
stop being distracting.
The family patron, Coril, I believe, is actually has just returned home from some business he was doing on Exos. I believe he arrived just this morning. Would you like me? Do you just want directions to the home? Would you like me to set up a meeting with you? I'm sure as guests of Eoster, what was the last name again that you gave me?
Pepperdine.
Your house. Pepperdine. As guests of the Pepperdine family, that's I'm sure I could arrange a meeting, at least with one of their secretaries, if not a member of the family themselves.
As I guess far in as you can get me, as high up in the family as you can get me. If I can talk to Vincent himself, that'd be great. But I understand that's probably a steep ask.
I can at least get in contact with their people and see what we can do. Do you have business with them? So you in trade as well?
No, I think they know how to get in contact with people that I need to get in contact with.
Oh, yes. It being quite late, I'm not sure that we would get a response today. I can send a missive and see if I can get you a meeting with whoever I can.
Bet.
Of course. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
I don't think so.
Of course. They are located, just so you're aware, in the merchant district. That's the where the guild halls are. They've made somewhat of a name for themselves in the industries, and have set up shop kind of towards the central of it. It's
You know what it is they primarily trade in?
generally an investment. My understanding is that they're an investment, a banking family. So usually guilds will use them as an intermediary when dealing with each other. Means they kind of have their fingers in everyone's pie, as it were.
Imagine that's the way it goes up here a lot.
Quite often. Most families have somewhat of a specialty in what they deal in. Money just happens to be theirs.
Sure. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Travis. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Feel free to let me know if there's anything else you require, sir.
I'll scuffle off.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to get up to this evening?
I'm gonna pass out by the fire.
Okay. I'll say in that case, you all settle in for a long rest.
I was gonna say I make we do a nightly ritual. Ash and I, we do a little bit of meditation, go through, try to calm down, zen out, and then when Ash falls asleep, Felix will finally curl up into a ball, and instead of snoring, he purrs.
Okay. You all settle in. Opulence that I think really only Felix and Eoster would have had experienced before. Comfy beds. There's more servants changing out the hot coal things that like tuck underneath the comforter, keeping everything hot. So you, Angelle and Domen especially, have to get used to somebody that walks into their room every couple hours and like changes that out very quietly.
Yeah,
Probably
those people
almost
are
try and jump on the
quite
first time.
disturbed.
I'm sure. You all have a really good, restful night, with the exception of Eoster, who at night you see in your dreams nothing specific, but you feel hunger that ice cream and traditional fare has yet to sate. You feel a calling, a pull. You wake as your chest begins to burn, an icy burn that you can't tell if it's too cold or too hot. You look down and your shirt has kind of soaked in black laced blood. But when you check it, you kind of pull it, there's no mark on your chest. There's the kind of scarred remnants from where that individual, his hand had sunk into your chest.
You're muted.
No, I'm not. I just didn't know what to say.
Oh.
The echoing words that it will bring you back to me ring out.
I'm gonna run upstairs and lock myself in a room away from everybody else.
Okay.
Try to get all this stuff off my clothes.
You get up to, you go to the farthest room you can, kind of a workshop closet, and lock yourself in. And as you go to try to get the blood off of your shirt, it's gone. It's not there. You don't know if it was part of the dream or a figment of your imagination, but there's no blood on your clothes. And that burning hunger in the dream has subsided. Just a faint, gnawing, kind of aching craving.
I think I'm gonna go downstairs into the kitchen and try to eat something to see if it'll go away or if I can even keep food down.
You go into the kitchen, you go through, and you look. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
14. You go to the kitchen, you go through, and you're going through the entire larder looking for just anything that might slake that hunger, and you eat an apple and it just doesn't do it. You tear off a piece of bread and with some cheese and it just doesn't. And then you get to the refrigerated area and you set your eyes on just, there's raw meat. It's been laid out for preparation in the next day. And that pulls you in. You pick up just a thick inch cut steak and devour it. You can't, like, once you see it, you can't resist. You can't pull yourself away from it. With blood on your chin and hands, that craving has finally subsided.
I'm gonna try to clean myself up,
Easy enough to do.
and then
You're not some ravenous animal. It's just mopping up your face and hands.
then I'm gonna go sit outside and try to get some fresh air because I'm terrified. Like, that was weird. I'm like, get yourself together, Eoster.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Spend
say,
a less restful, but you all get your long rest. I know Domen is usually Domen's usually the last one up, right? Who's the
Eoster and
He doesn't-
Sai.
Yeah, Sai usually.
Oh, okay. So whoever is up first finds Eoster sitting outside, kind of asleep against one of the pillars to the foyer.
I'd say probably Ash.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So Ash will kind of sneak up quietly, and then
Hey, buddy.
hi.
What's up?
Why are you sleeping out here?
Oh, needed some air. What are you doing? What time? What are you doing up?
It's morning. I'm just ready
Yeah.
to go.
Oh, okay. Are you hungry, bud? We could find something to eat.
Yeah. What do you have?
Well, when I looked last night, there was some. Why don't you just go in there to the left and look through the larder yourself? I'm a little nauseous right now thinking about it. What you just.
Okay. Do you need anything?
I'll come in with you and get a glass of water, but I can't go in the larders right now. Oof.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit then.
Okay. Good luck, buddy.
And I'll just walk in.
And I think that is, I think, a good spot to end it for this week. Leave us with some things to think about, things for me to prepare for, and
Yeah.
you
And
all figure out.
I was gonna say real quick before we end, thanks to Jumping Jackalope for the raid that just came in
Yeah.
about 10 minutes
Hey!
ago. Or 3 minutes
Thanks
ago.
for the raid.
Yes.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Hi,
Got us
buddies.
right at the end, but I think you got a really cool moment with no context. So
You have to just go back and watch it when it's
Context.
on YouTube. And
Yeah.
there you go.
No, we've got the recaps. We have our recaps for
do.
Oh, yeah.
all of our previous episodes out. It's they're like 2 minutes each. We have them on TikTok and YouTube. Easy to
Nice bite-sized
digest.
chunks.
Yeah, just to get the spark notes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Thank you
If
very
you're-
much for joining us. What's up, David?
I was gonna say, please feel free to give us a like, follow on both, Twitch and YouTube. Really helps us out, and yeah, we appreciate it.
And we will see you next time on Easy Dispel. Have a great week.
You too.